Big injury boost coming in ahead of the Brentford game. Manchester United looking at Eze. Fabrizio Romano confirms some Man United target. And Fabrizio Romano confirms Manchester United are working on some big superstar Wonderkid deals. We're going to talk about Kone, Obi Martin, and INEOS' big interesting plan. Bruno Fernandez, we know that Bruno Fernandez basically came out and said he prefers playing for Portugal than United because the way Portugal's set up, he has more freedom, he's allowed to play better. And maybe it was a dig at Ten Hag. I don't think it was a dig at Ten Hag. I think Bruno Fernandez was speaking the truth. But we're going to talk about the Bruno Fernandez Ten Hag situation because what is Ten Hag doing to Bruno? The situation is sort of a joke because Bruno goes to Portugal, man of the match. Bruno under Ten Hag. We don't even need to talk about that. We've got some more new manager links. Obviously, I said yesterday in my live show that I think Thomas Tuchel could use England to speed up INEOS to get Thomas Tuchel. That is also being reported today, so that was my guess. But we've also been linked to Dortmund's manager. I mean, to be honest, I think people are guessing with the manager stuff. And then just some really interesting other stories going about. So there's quite a lot to get through in today's video, so I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes. Please do go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. And yeah, also, the Football Content Awards voting closes today. I don't know what time it closes today, but I will put a link in the description. So if you haven't voted me for the Football Content Awards, it'd be amazing if you do. But let's dive into the injury boost. So, Mazraoui back in November. Some sources say he'll probably miss about 2-3 games, which isn't the end of the world because Luke Shaw is now expected back for the Brentford game. Now, is Luke Shaw expected back for the Brentford game? Well, I think he could probably start. No, I do not want Luke Shaw starting versus Brentford, then being out injured for another 3 months. You know, we're going to have to be careful. If he is all right for the Brentford game, that's good, but I think we're going to have to be careful. So it means Lindelof or Leach is going to have to play a fullback for the next games, which I don't want to see. Malacia is going to be back very, very soon, although I think he's going to take a while to mould in. He's been out for nearly 2 years, 18 months. Garnacho's back, Ahmad's back, Maino Mount are back. So Garnacho, Ahmad, Maino Mount were just precautionaries. They're back. Euro and Mazraoui are going to be expected back before the next international break, and Malacia is expected back soon. So massive boost on sort of the injury front and all of that as well. A lot of key players returning for United, which is great to see. But let's get into some more news, some more information about the young stars. So, James Ovrida-Sal, Sekou Kone, and of course, Obi Martin were 4 young superstars that United signed this summer. You can put Lenny Yoro into that as well because he's the same age as some of them. And INEOS are sort of making a big effort to go for some real good 18-year-old talents. Fabrizio Romano said this: INEOS want to keep signing top talents with potentials, like the signing of Obi Martin. They are already working on more signings like that. So they're saying they're already working on more signings like Obi Martin and Kone. Obi Martin is like the best 16-year-old striker in young football. Kone is one of the best 18-year-olds DM, standout player at the Under-17s World Cup, was looked at by a lot of top teams in Germany and England. Apparently, I think Arsenal and Chelsea showed some interest in him, but INEOS Vivo, he managed to get that deal tied down, and United managed to win that deal. Romano said that United missed out on a lot of top talents in the past. Even if scouts told the board to sign the player, they will go with a different investment. Moises Caicedo, Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez. United missed out on so many top talents, and we know it because we could probably, if we actually sat there and really thought about it, we could probably name like 20 players that are now worth 100 million that at one point were worth less than 10 million, and we could assign them if the board had listened to our scouts. You know, Man United's recruitment is an issue, and it's not because of the scouting. It is because of the people on the board making decisions of who to sign, which hopefully is what INEOS change. It was said, but this is the message of INEOS: it won't happen again. They want to sign talents with potential. So Romano has confirmed Man United are already working on more signings like Kone and Obi Martin, and they are completely changing the strategy. He said Ajax and an unnamed German club was strongly interested to Kone. That German club's believed to be Leipzig, but Man United acted really fast. United in the past were missing out on opportunities for so many young players like Kedo. It's not going to happen again. Signing young players with potential, value, and big value for future is going to be part of the revolution of INEOS under United, which I'm excited to see because while this club has been a shambles since Sir Alex Ferguson left, one thing we have done well, I think, is our academy, bringing through academy talents. That's one thing that we've done well when, to be honest, other than that, we haven't done much well in these last 10 years. But hopefully it changes under INEOS. I know we're 14th now, but INEOS, we always said with INEOS, we can't judge them until they're 3 years in the door. This is a long project. We can't judge them because we're 6 months in. I like the summer. Yes, they've kept Ten Hag. don't know if they wanted to keep Ten Hag. We'll have to see, but we can't judge them until they're really 3 years in, if they're good or bad or not. But I feel positive about the future, in my opinion. Guys, please do hit that like button if you're watching right now, and of course, subscribe down below if you're new. We're on that road to 100,000 subscribers. Long road to go. Well, it's not that long. We're on 90,000. We're on 95,181. So we're 19 subscribers away from 95.2k. Be amazing if we can hit 96k at least by the end of the month. But in regards to the youth, said here, Euro, Obi Martin, Kone, LaSalle, Overy. This summer, Man United acquired some of the best teenage talent in Europe, potentially building a spine for the future. This list doesn't even include highly talented players at the club like Shea Lacey, Harry Amos, Kobbie Mainoo, among others. I could literally sit there and list about 30 really, really talented players in the academy system, but I couldn't be bothered to do that. But I think it's exciting what we're building. But let's talk about Bruno Fernandez. So I don't think Bruno Fernandez was at his very best versus Poland. He looked a bit rusty. He probably could have had a goal. He missed a big opportunity. A little bit like the Fulham game where he probably should have scored as well. He looked a little bit more rusty in front of goal. Definitely a confidence thing. But 4 chances created, 4 tackles won, 2 crosses, 1 big chance created, 1 assist. Bruno Fernandez had a very strong game versus Poland. He just did miss a big chance. Now, I said this now. Watch Bruno Fernandes of Portugal. He's a completely different player. The one we've seen at United this season. He's enjoying himself without Ten Hag ball. And it is true. Bruno Fernandes has been stinking out for United. You know me. I think Bruno Fernandes is our best player on his day. I think he's an unbelievable player. And I think to blame him for why we're bad at the moment is ridiculous, because he's someone that's pulled us through so many bad times. But he probably deserves to be benched because of his recent performances. They've not been good. With Bruno Fernandes, he goes to Portugal and he puts in these unbelievable performances because he's utilised properly at Portugal. He's not told to run around like a headless chicken and press, and get in this zone and get in that zone that does not use his strengths. He's operated as a left-sided number 8, where he has more advanced freedom because the 2 players behind him are better, where he can operate in that zone. He's not asked to press like a headless chicken. He can receive the ball, dictate a little bit, and play those forward balls and make those forward runs. A little bit like Cole Palmer at Chelsea. He has freedom. He does not have that at Manchester United. And do you know what? Bruno hasn't been good enough this season, and I'm not saying that it's completely on Ten Hag's fault. At the end of the day, if you play for United and you're a good enough player, you'll do it whether the system's crap or not. But let's be honest, is Ten Hag getting the best out of Kobbie Mainoo? No, he's not using Kobbie Mainoo in his prime position. He's not using Bruno in his prime role. Is Ten Hag getting the best out of the squad? No, because the dynamics of when Højlund's on, you've got Garnacho and Rashford that are direct wingers that want to cut in and shoot. Højlund needs service. You need Ahmad on the right when Højlund plays, so someone could give Højlund service. The dynamics of the squad, the balance of the squad is wrong, and it's not getting the best out of a lot of our players who will go on international duty and put man of the match performances in. Like that's the truth of the matter. And it's annoying what's going on with Bruno. And Adam said this, Bruno Fernandes yesterday, it's a space where I feel good. I feel like I can enjoy football at a very high level due to the dynamics and quality I have in my side. That's what he said about Portugal. Tonight, he has a man of the match performance for Portugal with 4 chances created, 1 big chance created, all while playing in his ideal role to utilise his talents. Bruno Fernandes is our best player, whether you like it or not, and Ten Hag should be playing to utilise his talents. Going on to transfer news, Eze can play in that Bruno Fernandes role. He also can play out wide. I like Eze, but he's nowhere near the level of Elise, and he's had a pretty crap start to the season. So I'm only looking at him if he becomes good. But Manchester United want to invest in a winger in 2025. Eze is one of the players they've been scouting, but no decision on who's to sign yet. I know we also looked at Diao of Real Betis. I would love Kvaratskhelia. I think there's no way we're ever going to get Kvaratskhelia. I think Eze's one we've looked at. Leao's one we're linked to, but I don't think there's anything in Leao to United. Diao Real Betis is one we've linked to. Obviously, Tyler Dibling. I really do quite like him of Southampton we've been linked to. And then Gittins of Dortmund, another player I really like that we've been linked to. So there has been a few wingers that we've been linked to. What United want to do this summer is Maguire and Lindelof probably going to go, and they want to get Branthwaite in. They want to get Robinson in, or a left-back, Loko, Kirkes, Aït-Nouri. So we're just going to say Robinson and Branthwaite, because that's Branthwaite. That's who I'd pick. Eriksen and Casemiro out. Angel Gomez, DM coming in. Maybe it's Adam Wharton. Maybe it's Edison. I'm not sure. And then a winger. I think there'll be 5 signings, left-back, left centre-back, 2 midfielders and a winger. That's what I think will happen in the summer. Continuing on to what's been said on the manager situation, which I'm leaving to the end because I can't be bothered. But it was said by Miguel Delaney. The weekend reports of Thomas Tuchel, to England and all of that as well, is seen as an attempt by those close to the Germans to put pressure on United, who do not have an interest if they sack Ten Hag. I said it in my live show last night. I don't believe that Thomas Tuchel talks with England, but I believe that he was probably expecting a phone call from INEOS, didn't get it because he knows if they sack Tenag, he's got the job. So if he makes INEOS think he's close to joining Germany, could that trigger INEOS into pulling the trigger and sacking Tenag? I think it was a game, but maybe I'll be wrong. I don't think the journalist knows anything. And then apparently United are interested in former Dortmund manager Edin Terzic. Is a shock name on the Manchester United shortlist to replace Tenag. He has many admirers in the club. Again, maybe he's on the list of about 20 managers. Don't think there's anything concrete in that. Think it's guesswork. Let's write a report about United because it gets clicks. This manager's on the list. I feel like a lot of the manager information is nothing information, if I'm going to be totally honest. But that is all your latest Manchester United news rounded up in 10 minutes for you guys. Please do hit the like button on the way out. Of course, vote for me in the Football Content Awards if you have not already. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.